What up, Capricorn? All right, guys. So this is trial 3 of me trying to record this reading for you. And every time I try to do the reading, I get interrupted by like different things, the cat, my son, whatever it is. So I was going to leave everything as is with the shuffling that I did and with the cards that I have out for you guys. But something's telling me to reshuffle and do this again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. But just so you know, the energy for this reading, I didn't get into it, obviously. But it was about you guys having to leave behind a situation that was unexpected, or something that happened abruptly and there could have been some reckless behavior. Okay? You having to come to a decision that you weren't happy to make. Okay? So let's see what's going on with you guys. I'm very curious to see how this is going to turn out and if it's going to have a similar feel, but maybe that was just a message I had to let you know. Maybe there's nothing more besides, you guys making a tough decision that had to come out of that last spread. But I definitely have to do this again. What is going on in the month of August for the sign of Capricorn? Okay, one more shuffle here. Okay, what up, Swayze? Alright, guys. Past, present, future. Okay. Alright, so the energy definitely does change. Well, not necessarily change, because it's just saying that you have to, you have to decide something that was hard for you that you may have not liked the decision that you had to make. But with the Fool card, we do have you guys in a place where you're thinking about starting something new. Now, the Fool card, he is like that energy. He's the battery for, this new venture that you want to take. But he hasn't actually gone ahead and, done it yet, but it's a new start that's coming. Under that, we do have the King of Cups in the reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this kind of does go with that last energy that I pulled when I did the last spread for you guys. So the King of Cups in the reverse is somebody who's emotional and, very unreliable. It could be a water sign that you guys are dealing with. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So there could have, in the reverse, so there could have been something that you were working on with somebody, but they just weren't reliable. Okay? They could have had someone else, or they could have just, been up the wall about something. And it's just like the effort you put towards this, it didn't amount to anything. It's something that you had to stop working on. Alright, so let's see how this plays out. And again, guys, it's raining for your reading. Why does it rain for Capricorn's reading every time? You guys are still in like purification mode. So let's see what's going on, guys. The first card that you have for your past is the Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant is all about social structure, doing things that, are good in terms of society's viewpoint on it. Okay, moving to higher grounds with things. This could mean marriage. This could mean, things that have to do with law. So let's see how this plays out. Why is this Hierophant here? Okay. So I feel that you guys are waiting on someone or something, possibly someone who's far from you. You're waiting on this person to give an offer, something that was going to be more solid, something that got you to a higher ground. Okay? If this is in love, you could have been waiting from an offer for somebody to take things seriously, to take it to the next level, whether it be just to, call yourselves girlfriend and boyfriend, or to get engaged or to get married. But I felt that there was something that you're waiting on. Now, with this Three of Wands, it could be somebody who's far from you, okay? Even somebody that lives overseas. But it's just like you looking out and waiting. Both of these things are about waiting, okay? So I definitely feel that there is someone or a situation that you guys are waiting on. The next card you have is the Ten of Swords, Betrayal, okay? And look, we have the Knight of Swords again in the reverse. So this popped up for that last spread that I had pulled for you guys before I reshuffled. So somebody reckless, possibly, an air energy around you that, could have made you feel betrayed. And with the Page of Wands, this is something, you were having passionate talks with this person. Could have also been a fire sign. All right, and with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, this is you guys. You know, this is you guys. You could have just shut yourself in. The Queen of Pentacles, she's, you know, normally she's a very stable person. Okay, she's good with her money. She thinks very logically. But in the reverse, she can be rather difficult to deal with. Okay, she is somebody that has to grow up in a sense. You know, doesn't take things well, could be extremely stubborn. Now, the next card here for your past is the King of Swords. All right, so this air energy, this air energy keeps popping up for you guys. The King of Swords, you know, after this betrayal that you felt, it's kind of like, I don't think that it was you guys that did the betrayal, but this other person that may have been involved, it's kind of like they took a step back and emotionally detached themselves from the situation, which could have been painful for you, especially if you're feeling betrayed. But the King of Swords, he's very good at separating, you know, business and love, or business and the pain that they're feeling. So someone who's able to, you know, they're powerful and they're able to just conduct business like nothing happened. This may have been something that has you worried. All right, Six of Pentacles. You're trying to be balanced about this, but you're extremely guarded right now. Alright, guys. So we do have the Sun card and the Tower card at the bottom of this deck now, followed by Temperance and the Lover's card in the reverse. Okay? So this might be a situation where, you know, you might have felt betrayed by something that just didn't work for you in the past, but, you know, out of dead ends or out of doors that close, we could find something better. You could find something better. So with the Sun card being on top of that, even if there's something that, you know, has caused you pain, I think that there's a greater good in it. I think that there's a greater purpose, even if you're not seeing it yet, because you do have this energy coming in. And this is a very beautiful energy, okay, of new starts. So let's see how this plays out. Ace of Wands for your present moment, okay? So something new that you're getting into, something that you're passionate about. You know, Ace of Wands, I always say this is good for like entrepreneurs or anybody who's starting something new. Could be love, romance, but something that you're gonna be very passionate about. Okay. So you have the Emperor. So you guys could be dealing with an Aries. But the Emperor is somebody, especially after this betrayal that you guys been through, you could totally be taking his energy and saying, you know, I'm wise now. I've learned from the, you know, betrayals and the sad things from the past. And now I can make smarter decisions. And right now my decision is to start something that's going to be amazing for me. And with the Hanged Man, you're kind of like in limbo about it. So it's like, you know that you should have this new start, but with this new start that's being presented to you in the present, you're just like, well, do I take it? Do I not? And with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, you do want to take it because you're bored with where you are now. You're not happy with where you are now. And the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse is always looking for a new route, something that's going to be more exciting and something that's going to be just better suited for him. The next card you have is the Death card. Okay? So I feel that there's a new start coming, but you're kind of in limbo about this ending that you had. But with this Death card, you know, this is you guys dropping any dead weight that you have, anything that just didn't serve you. This is, you know, the leaves falling off the tree during fall. Okay. And you're worried, okay? You're worried about this ending. Knight of Pentacles again in the reverse. You know you want something new. You know you want to move towards happiness, but you're worried right now. And you're trying to decide how, you know, how is it that you go forward after this? You know, and this is right under that betrayal that you guys felt that had you acting, you know, a little bit off. But we do have the Magician. So you guys are more than capable of manifesting whatever it is you want in your life right now. He has all the tools. You just have to decide to do it. That's honestly the only thing in the way when the Magician comes up. That's the step right after the Fool, okay? The Fool wants to do. The Magician is able to do. All right, so you guys are getting a good combination here. All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So again, you're in this place where you're able to manifest whatever it is that you want, but it's like you're still holding on, I feel, to the past. Or it's like you don't know which way to go. You don't know how to move forward. But I feel like that's you guys holding back on it a little bit. You know, just being a little reserved about this new start. We do have the Justice card, so, you know, things are going to even out. Any betrayals that have been done to you guys, karma is going to even things out. We do have the Five of Swords in the reverse now at the bottom of the deck. So you're in a place that you're not going to fight no more, okay, guys? The fighting's done, the arguing's done. It's just a place where justice is served, you're able to move forward, and you're able to manifest new things. So don't trip too much on what's happened in the past. If somebody's shown you their colors, just believe it and walk away, right? Especially if it didn't serve you. Lover's card. First card for your future. So definitely a union coming up. So that's really, really nice. It seems like the tables are turning here. But, guys, is this with the person from the past? All right, because this is someone that you may have unfinished business with, okay? Or you guys might have this union in the future. All right, and it's just something that may not work for you, honestly, or this could be that you decide to stop working on this loving relationship, although you feel that there's unfinished business with it. All right, now we do have the Hangman again. So you guys are like in this limbo. You're trying to move forward, but there's like this back and forth play in your minds, I feel. And you just want to move towards stability. So it's just like you're trying to be careful about how you go about attaining that. You have the Page of Pentacles. So you're stuck, but you're slowly moving forward. Okay? And you know what? The Hanging Man doesn't have to be somebody just who's in stagnation and not doing anything. The Hanging Man, he's, you know, kind of sitting there contemplating life, contemplating the next move. So it's like you're sitting here trying to figure out what to do, but you're slowly taking the approach. And there's something here that emotionally fulfills you. So we go from, you know, we go from this to this. So that in itself, guys, is a come up. You're going from betrayal to emotional fulfillment. And I think that you guys deserve that. So good shit. Okay. The last card you guys have here is the Knight of Cups in the reverse again. So be careful. Especially if this is someone from the past that's coming back. Just make sure that this isn't the person that betrayed you. Because if it is, they haven't changed. Okay. They're still doing the shit they were doing before. This could be you guys taking this energy as well. Somebody who's emotionally unstable talking to more than one person. Why is this Knight of Cups in the reverse? Okay, the Judgment card actually wanted to fall out. Alright. This is you guys. You see how, you know, this angel's kind of just looking down and making the judgment on these people. I feel like this is you looking at the situation now and saying like, look, I see you for what you are and you're unreliable. And you make me emotionally unstable. So this shit is just not going to work. And the Sun card. Okay, so good things coming from this. Let me get one more card here. Okay. So just be careful because, you know, we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse, but we have all cards here about feeling good. So this may be you guys, okay? Because usually when there's a betrayal and, you know, you're the person who that is happening to, you're the person that's getting betrayed, I'll see cards of sadness, heartbreak, you know, Temperance in the reverse, I'll see all those cards. But there's somebody here who's being slightly promiscuous, or they could just be emotional. But I do think that it does have, you know, I do think this person is talking to more than one person. But you guys are feeling good. You guys got messages of love. You got the Sun card, Judgment upright. Just make sure you don't get caught if that's what you're doing. So yeah, I'm saying it might be you guys because you're not in any sort of pain whatsoever. You're loving this shit. Isn't gonna resonate with everybody, okay? I know a lot of very loyal Capricorns. But if you're single, then it's your prerogative. You can talk to whoever you want to. Okay, so it doesn't even have to be, this card doesn't have to be as serious as, oh, you're sleeping with him, her, fulana. Like, no, it doesn't mean that. It just means that you could be just literally just talking to more than one person. That's when the Knight of Cups in the reverse is going to show up. Okay. Now, I am going to pull you guys an Earth Magic Oracle card just to see how to go about this. Okay. And for those just tuning in for the first time, I use this every time for my monthly and mid-month readings. Earth Magic Oracle cards by Stephen D. Farmer. They're always so accurate, which is why I love them so much. What is going on for Capricorn? All right. You guys got Whale, Breach. All right, so let's see what is written about this. This powerful creature of the ocean takes a few great sweeps with his fins and propels himself briefly out of the water, where he spends the majority of his life. He's taking a break from the ordinary earth element in which he lives to exist even for a few moments in the realm of the blue sky and sun, having broken through the skin of the ocean in a magnificent display of fullness and strength. All baleen whales breach, but none more spectacularly than the humpbacks, considered the acrobats of the family. They arch, stretch, and twist their bodies even as they approach the surface of the water in what may be an ancient mating ritual, a form of communication, or even a way to remove parasites. In this image, the humpback whale that has burst out of the ocean expresses an almost palpable feeling of release and joy. Often when we manage to change our environment, to break through illusory blockages, we experience an intense feelings of relief and can't let go of any previously held fears and assumptions of what would happen once we did overcome that barrier. Whether it's material, emotional, or mental, simply getting away from the trance of technology for a few hours and spending that time in nature is a breach from the trappings of civilization that can suffocate us and prevent us from connecting to Earth. It is time to take a break. Not just a coffee break, but a respite from the usual environment you find yourself in. That trip you wanted to take, go for it. Tired of being indoors? Make it a point to go outside. You have become so attached to your surroundings that you have created within them an illusion of safety, yet it is not these things that make you feel safe. Rather, the familiarity you have imbued in your surroundings have generated this false sense of serenity. Taking time away from the familiar is literally about changing your external environment in a significant way, such as doing something unusual or perhaps something that you have always wanted to experience. Another perspective is breaking through the barrier of beliefs that have constricted you in any way from being who you truly are. This is your opportunity to do some intentional breaching of these thought patterns, which will open you to different worlds and perspectives. Okay? So, you know how they say only an insane person would try things 1,000 times, still getting the same result? That might be that might be what you guys are going through right now. Maybe you've just exhausted all the options that you've had presented to you, in the past few months, or, however long you've been going through this. But I definitely think it's time for a change, shake things up. Okay, maybe you just need to clean everything out, maybe start from scratch. If you're single and you've been talking to a lot of people and it just hasn't worked out, maybe it's better to just kind of block them or delete them. Anytime I want to kind of just cleanse out my life, I'll do that. I'll go through my phone and I'm like, well, who is not serving me? And all the time I get all these numbers hitting me up like, hey, how you been? And it's just a number. And I'm just like, well, I know that this was somebody that was just not part of my energy. I know that I have to change things up, and I know that I have to talk to different people, do different things. So that might be it. You guys might have just, like I said, exhausted everything that you have in terms of this option, this person, this, business, whatever it is that you're trying to do. So definitely put yourself in a position where you're going to come across new people. You're going to meet, maybe new bosses or new people who could give you a better job, whatever it may be. Don't be afraid to change your surroundings, change the people that you talk to, kind of put, your regular life on hold and do something spontaneous. All right? Take a road trip. There's still a few days part of the summer. Okay? So take a road trip, do something exciting. But I definitely think all you guys need right now is just something new. And I think it's definitely a time where we can release the energies from the past. The only thing I'm worried about, though, for you guys is that I'm just hoping that the person who's coming back is not the same person who betrayed you. Because, again, that's why, this card may show up the way it does. Okay? If there's a person or situation that came up from the past, again, that's insanity. Because it's like you're going back to it, expecting different results, knowing that you may get the same. So just be careful that you're not setting yourself up for a heartbreak or failure. All right? I love you guys so much, and I'll be back in a few days to do a singles and couples love reading. Take care.